So this is the road to a million. A million what? A million what? How a million mistakes builds a $1 million cleaning business. If that sounds like it sucks, you're right, it does. It totally does. Oh, it takes looking stupid. It takes feeling stupid. And by golly, it takes being stupid. But you want to know what stupidity leads to? Stupidity leads to losing money. Ah, so exciting. Wasting time. Yay. However, mistakes are necessary because they reveal you. They reveal the little victim in you. They reveal the person who wants to blame your market, blame your employees, blame your family, blame everyone but your damn self. That's what mistakes do. However, mistakes can also reveal the humility in you. The willingness to accept your flaws. The willingness not to be perfect. Acceptance leads to learning. So my friends, I want to talk about the season number 1 of business ownership, which everyone in here is in. It's called learning. And so I'm going to take you back to my learning season in this business. And that was started in 2020. And so Katie and I were all in on learning, but not in the cleaning business. We were actually in the real estate world. We were buying investment real estate. And we actually invested in a real estate mentorship program. This was the biggest investment as far as coaching is concerned that we had ever made. I don't even want to tell you guys the number because you guys would just be like, you would shake your head.
You stupid kids.
You would, yeah, stupid. Back to stupidity. Definitely the biggest investment we'd ever made. And at that time, we had purchased 7 rental doors, and 2 of those doors were short-term rentals. Okay. And so after doing the cleaning ourselves in the very beginning of owning these short-term rentals, it was time to hire it out. And so we ended up hiring a cleaning company. Okay. And on the very first clean, they had failed to meet our expectations. And so we just gave them feedback, and their response, you get what you get. I was like, well, you ain't getting my money anymore. That's what you're not getting. And so we hired another cleaning company. And they failed to show up. And so I was like, maybe the first company is actually right. Maybe this is actually what we actually get. But I did have a different idea, right? Being the idea guy that I am, I was like, Katie, we should start our own cleaning business. Yeah? And she actually agreed. I was like, okay, kind of joking, but let's go. So on October 19th, 2020, Bozeman 5-Star Cleaning was born. And in year number 1, from October 19th, 2020 to October 19th, 2021, let me see if I can pull this up right here, look at that. We made $138,000 in revenue, and we profited $44,000. I was like, dang, that's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. And then in year number 2, it just kind of kept growing. And in year number 2, it went to $364,000. And then we did $91,000 in profit. So this was October 19th, 2021 to October 19th, 2022. I was like, okay, looks like we're in the cleaning business now. And I was like, Katie, dude, you're a stud. Because at this time, she was doing all this. She was operating the business. I had no involvement in this business at this point. I still buying real estate, and I still at the gym at this point as well. So I was like, dude, Katie, you're a freaking stud, right? And Katie was like, nah, bro, it's the team. Our team is awesome. I was like, okay. So then Katie was like, let's do something cool for them. And so Katie pitched our cleaners on a personal development event down in Provo, Utah. Right? And so the event was being put on by a real estate mentor. The person who we invested a lot of money, he was putting on an event for the public. It was like a 500-person event. And Katie had this idea that she wanted to bring our cleaners down to it. And when Katie pitched the idea of the cleaners, they were like, hell freaking yeah, that sounds awesome. I was like, okay, Katie, you're right. This team is freaking cool. I'm digging it. And so Katie bought the tickets. She paid for the Airbnb and paid for the gas, and then even cleared the schedules. So this event was on a Thursday and Friday, and so they were driving down there on Wednesday. And I think we actually flew. I think we flew, and then the cleaners drove. So as we cleared the schedules, but just a couple days before we get ready to leave, one of the cleaners said that she couldn't make it. It's kind of a bummer. That's all right. But then another said that she couldn't make it. And then another. And then another. And then, on top of that, then they asked if Katie could actually fill their schedules. And so Katie did. And on June 16th, 2022, Katie, me, and just 2 of our cleaners arrived in Provo, Utah. And the event was amazing. And so you can see here was a picture from the event, and one of those gals was Katie D. She was actually our very first cleaner ever hired. And then you can see Kinsey right down next to Katie as well. Amazing cleaners. The event was amazing. It was really cool. Yeah, it was fun to share something like that with somebody who was new and somebody who wanted and someone who wanted to grow. It was a really, really cool experience. And Katie and Kinsey, the 2 cleaners that came with us, they were very appreciative, right? They were all in, man. They were all in. And on Sunday, as we were getting ready to go home, Katie got a text from one of the cleaners who stayed back. And she told Katie that she quit. And then another message came in. Another cleaner, I quit. Another cleaner, I quit. And then the 4th cleaner, I quit. Yeah. We had 4 of our 6 cleaners quit in one day. It's tough. It's very tough. Very tough. But you know what? We were just coming off this event. Like, it was a personal development event. It was all about hardships and all about, this type of things. Like this exactly what it was for. And so coming off the event, like, we were determined to figure it out. We were determined. However, by Wednesday, that energy was gone. We were no longer in Provo, Utah anymore. We were home, right? And the reality of the situation had set in. Like, it was real tough. It was real tough. And so there was this moment that Katie and I were sitting at the kitchen table, and I remember looking at her, and I could tell she was upset. I could tell she wanted to say something, but I could tell she was very hesitant. And so I prompted her, and with tears rolling down her face, and she couldn't even look me in the face, she confessed that she was done. Told me she was done with the business. And just let it be. I didn't confront it, didn't say anything, just listened. And then a couple days later, I came back to the conversation and I responded to her. I said, you know what, Katie? We can be done with the cleaning business. But we're not going to quit. We're not going to quit. We're going to sell this thing. And it was when I said that Katie lit back up. That's what she needed to hear. She just needed to hear that there was a path, that there was a way out. It didn't matter that we didn't know anything about freaking selling a business. Nothing. It didn't matter if we even thought that someone would actually buy a freaking business. It didn't matter. We just needed to know that there was a path. And so at that point, we just made it our mission to build a business that someone else would actually want. And so, Revived, we actually went to an actual cleaning business conference in September of 2022. So this was about a few months later, 3 months later, right? And as you can see here, Kinsey now graduated from being a cleaner to the office manager. So she was now the office manager. And so we brought her to Vegas with us. Went to a conference, and we actually ended up having dinner that weekend with Alex and Layla. And so it was at this dinner that we were telling them of the story that had just happened a few months ago, right? And they were like, oh my God, guys, like you guys are not in the freaking cleaning business. You're in the recruiting and trading business. And it took us 2 years of learning what business we were actually in. It took us losing all of our cleaners to figure this out. And once we figured out what business we were in, then we got introduced to season number 2 of business ownership, earning. And so from October 19th, 2022 to October 19th, 2023, our third full year in business, we had a top line revenue of $1,018, and we netted $219,000. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And to be honest with you, no one was more surprised than me. I was like, wow. And really, I was like, it probably was a fluke. That was my thought process. Probably a fluke. But in year number 4, from October 19, 2023 to October 19, 2024, which just happened about a month ago, the business actually grew. It grew to $1.2 million. And as far as the profit is concerned, we profited $139,000, plus we started paying ourselves $88,000 in salary pay, and so we totaled $227,000. It's like, okay. And the coolest part, neither Katie or I did a single sale, or performed a single clean, or onboarded a single cleaner. But again, I still just very skeptical. So I was like, maybe we just got lucky. Maybe we just got lucky. Or maybe we're just in a good market, right? In a good market in Bozeman, Montana, that no one's ever heard of. Maybe we're just in a good market. I don't know. So I asked Katie a question, as I like to do. I was like, what do you think about starting a second cleaning business? But this time, in a different market, and actually in a different state. Not only did she agree, but she was like, let's go. She was like pushing me, like, let's do this. I was like, okay. I guess so. Let's try it out. And so March 8th, 2024, Mesa 5-Star Cleaning was born. And in March of 2024, in our first month, you can see here we did $2,959. In April, we did $14,464, and in May, we did $20,948. Okay, it's moving. And then in month number 4, in June of 2024, we did $23,000. In July of 2024, we did $29,000. In August, we did $37,000. In September, we did $42,000. And in October, we did $53,000. I was like, dang, This thing's growing pretty fast. It's crazy. And you know why we're growing so fast? You guys ready for the magic? You guys ready to pull back the curtains? Because we actually know what business we're in. It took us 2 years of learning, but now we know. And so this is not Mesa 5-star cleaning, guys. This is Mesa 5-star recruiting and training. That is what this business is. Okay, I've renamed it only for you guys, but that is what business we're in, the recruiting and training business. And so you guys want to know what's required in order to grow a business to $53,000 a month in 8 months? Here's what it is. Through 11/10/24, which if you guys are watching this in the future, it was yesterday, right? As one of this presentation, we had 1,900 cleaner leads. And out of those cleaner leads, we did 358 phone interviews. From those 358 phone interviews, we pushed 98 of them to Zoom interviews. So, excuse me, we performed 98 Zoom interviews. Those are performed, by the way. We had lots of no-shows. We had lots of no-show phone interviews. These are actually performed. And from those 98 Zoom interviews performed, we hired 49 cleaners. From those 49 cleaners we hired, 7 of them quit before freaking onboarding. In fact, we had one this morning who quit before onboarding. How crazy is that, Katie? Isn't that so funny? It's so funny. We had 10 who quit or fired during training. Guess what? We also had one of those this morning. I had to fire a girl this morning in training in her second week. And then we just had 19 people who made it past training who either quit or fired, which means that we actually right now have 13 active cleaners, which again, I did this presentation before today, and as of now, we actually have 12 cleaners because I had to fire somebody this morning. That's the business we're in, my friends. And that's why we're able to grow so fast, is because not only do we accept this, but we lean into it, okay? So, I'm gonna share with you guys week number 35 of Mesa 5-star cleaning, 11/2 through 11/8/2024, okay? And so, for us, the goal is really simple. We want to get this second location also to $1 million, which means we need to get to $83,000 per month, okay? And so in order for us to do that, we need 14 cleaners. And as of last week, we had 13. So that's exciting, we're getting closer. We need our cleaners to work on average 28 hours. Last week they were 25, getting pretty close. And then we need them to do 383 assigned cleaning hours. And last week we did 272. Look at this. This is the closest this number's ever been. We're only 100 cleaning hours away. This was a PR. Katie, what's a PR?
Personal record.
Personal record. Our previous personal record, if you guys look back 2 weeks ago, right over here, you guys can see our previous personal record was 236. So we crushed it. We beat it by almost 40. Okay, it's pretty cool. Clients' goals. Okay, so our client goals, in order for us to have $1 million business, we know that we need to have 161 reoccurring clients. To us, a reoccurring client is somebody who is every week, every 2 weeks, or every 4 weeks. Okay. And so this week, we're at 111. Actually, this number is a little bit higher because we didn't track it properly. It's actually, I think it's like 113 or 114. But anyway, regardless, it is also a PR. We are making progress. Our goal is to do 96 cleans in a week. Last week, we did 60. Katie, what is that?
That's a PR as well.
Also a PR. We had 60 freaking cleans. And this is the coolest part too. I think this might also be a PR. Isn't that cool? We had all this happen in 1 week. Our revenue per clean, 245. Also a PR. So that's exciting. We are on track. We are on track. We're closing the gap here. Okay. Okay. Revenue goal. So our projected monthly revenue for the month of November, as of right now, is $47,000. Okay. Now, 4 weeks ago, this was 44,000. So the beginning of last month was 44,000. Beginning of, or in this month was 47. So actually $3,000 ahead of what we did last month. So that's exciting. Month-to-date revenue, 16,000. But look at this weekly revenue. Look at this weekly revenue. Katie, what is this number?
That's a PR. Over $1,000 PR.
Yeah,
It's pretty dope.
This was our previous PR right here. It was 13,000. And this week we did $14,729. It's wild. Right? Definitely our biggest week yet. Super exciting. We're closer to this number than we are further away from it.
Woohoo! It should be downhill then, that means, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that, but
Well, the hill just gets steeper.
the hill just gets steeper. That's exactly right. Okay, cool. So current monthly revenue inside ZenMade, 16,000. Inside QuickBooks Receive is 14. Last week we did 14,000. Of that $14,000 in new revenue, or excuse me, and $14,000 of revenue, 8,500 was new revenue, and 6,228 was reoccurring revenue. So our new sales was definitely up last week, which is cool to see. And then outstanding invoices, less than 7 days was $3,000, and greater 7 days was $99. So nothing to be concerned about there. Discounts. So as far as discounts last week, looks like we gave a 50% off for a correction clean for Alicia. We gave away 2 10% discounts. These are for Google reviews. $50 cleaning vouchers. Looks like we gave away 3. So these are actually from our homepage. So these are homepage vouchers. So when somebody books online, we give somebody $50 off when they book online. And then we had a referral discount. So Lynn Stendiger had a referral, and the way we do referrals is we give our clients $25, and then we give our cleaners, whoever made that connection, we also give them $25 as well. Right? So that's what we did as far as discounts. Now let's move to marketing. So as far as marketing is concerned, we spend money in 2 places, on Google Local Services and on Facebook. Okay, and so we spent $436 on Google Local Services, and we spent $1,400 on Facebook. So altogether, last week we spent $1,800 on marketing. So again, one of the reasons that we're able to grow so fast is because we're willing to invest money. So if you guys are like, I want to grow fast too, that's awesome if you want to, but here's the input. The input required for you to grow fast is money. And we spent $1,800 in a single week. Okay? And we've been doing that for 35 straight weeks. So again, trying to help you guys understand why we do this. Like sometimes once you understand what's required, you guys make that choice. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to quote unquote risk $1,800 a week? And I say risk in parentheses, in air quotes, in 1 second, actually, sorry, there's one more slide. So this just breaks down how many, where those leads were coming from. And so we had 63 Facebook funnel leads, 1 Facebook Messenger, 9 Google Local Services. Oh my gosh, look at this number. This is the biggest number I've seen in this location. Right, crazy. 19 homepage leads. 19 homepage leads. This is freaking wild. So we had 108 total leads last week alone, and at a cost per lead of $17. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about this $1,800 in ad spend here in a second, but I have to say this. So if you guys are inside the coaching program, you guys are inside the Building $1 Million Cleaning Business coaching program, I have a new module that's coming out tomorrow, and it's all about this. This is something that I've realized that I've talked about, and I haven't done a great job of communicating how valuable it is for you to be able to get these leads. And so I spent this weekend and I created a module on it, and I'm going to release it to you guys tomorrow. So I just had to say that because it's just so cool that and I didn't realize that we had so many leads. That's so cool. However, I want to go back for a second. So this $1,800. I quoted this and I said risky. I said risky, right? And the reason I said risky, because most people would say, I would never imagine spending $2,000 a week on marketing. But guys, this is why. Let me show you guys why. Is because it's one thing to get leads, but the most important thing is to be able to convert leads. And so when it comes to sales, we have 2 office gals. By the way, up until 3 months ago, it was their first time in the office. Katie, how much sales experience did these girls have?
Both of them had no experience at all. Nothing.
And that doesn't include just sales. That's just office experience. Neither of these girls had any office experience, right? They were cleaners. These guys were cleaners. And so Meg and Keziah, they made 152 outgoing calls. We had 29 quote calls scheduled last week. 21 of them showed, and we performed 50 quote calls. 50. Katie, how do we perform 50 quote calls when only 21 had showed up to their scheduled appointment?
Outbound calls.
We make outbound calls. We utilize those leads. So when I say we spend $1,800 in leads and we get 100 leads a week, we don't just call them once and they don't answer and we're like, oh, they're not interested. That was me 10 years ago. That's when I was naive. That's when I was dumb. That's when I was actually stupid. Right? I was stupid. I would spend money on marketing and I did not maximize my marketing dollars. A decade later, I'm a little bit wiser. And we make outgoing phone calls to these leads because I'm going to spend $18 a week. By golly, we better be able to convert some freaking leads. And so we performed 50 quote calls. And out of those 50 quote calls, how many of them closed, Katie?
33.
That, my friend, I think is a PR as well.
That's epic.
And those quote calls we projected, or that we closed, how much money was projected?
$11,000. So you spent $1,800 to go create $11,000.
That seems pretty risky, doesn't it?
I would do that every day, all day, again and again and again.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, the only reason I don't spend more money is because like we don't have any room on our schedules, which let's talk about here in 1 second. Sorry, there's one more slide. I keep on getting ahead of myself here, but we had 7 conversions too last week, which was super exciting for an additional $2,000 of monthly revenue on the books, ready for next month. If you do that every single week, that's an additional $8,000 that your business can grow every single month just by having reoccurring. You guys, that's what makes this business valuable. Is this? If this business didn't have reoccurring revenue, I would not be in this business. It's the only reason that I was even like thought it was a good idea is because it had reoccurring revenue. And so this is the game. It's getting reoccurring clients. Okay. And so this is the reason, guys. This is the reason that we can't just spend way more money is because look at this. Last week we filled everything but 2 spots. Like we maximized it last week. We honestly had to, we couldn't fulfill all the claims last week. So crazy. This is the reason why we can't spend more money on marketing is because we don't have the cleaners, right? And so cleaner acquisition. Last week we spent $87. You guys will see this number in the future will go up because at this point we realize that this is a constraint, so we're going to spend more money. So Katie, why are we able to grow so fast?
Because we have a general, we know what business we're in. We are in the recruiting and hiring business.
And so if we know what business we're in, then we're going to invest money in the places that it makes sense. And that's going to be investing in Indeed. It's going to be investing in hiring. It's going to be investing in onboarding and training. And so last week we only spent $87. You guys will see that next week we'll spend a lot more money because I doubled our ad spend because we're definitely at a constraint for cleaners right now. And so we had 18 applicants. We had 13 phone calls made, 8 scheduled phone interviews, 5 performed, 6 Zoom interviews. So the reason why this number is off is because from the week before we scheduled a Zoom interview, 6 showed and we hired 3. Okay. And so the 3 people that we hired were Nicole, Katie, and I thought we hired one more person. Must have been Jasmine. Oh yeah, Jasmine was this week too. And so Emma actually graduated from training. Hooray! Emma graduated. Katie, she no-showed. Nicole, she showed up today for her very first day. Hooray! Yay! Yes. She just, yes. Yeah. And then Jasmine had a fire this morning. So that's where we're at as far as cleaners acquisition, is we actually have only one person currently in the pipeline, which is Nicole. So again, a little scary. And then we also had a cleaner quit last week, Aspen. And so last week, here are our cleaners numbers. So Jocelyn had 29 hours, Alyssa had 29 hours, Tiffany 33, Kayla 24, Asia 23, Miranda 26, Amanda 29, Raven, she took RTO off for the last half of the week, and then Audrey 24. I think that was actually I don't think Audrey's in training anymore. Correct?
Correct.
This needs to be off here. So she's not in training anymore.
Correct.
It's just an error. It's an error from us. And then Emma this was her second week of training, so her hours did count. So she got 30 hours, which is awesome. And then Jasmine, she had 25 hours. Nicole had 3. And so their hours actually didn't count last week. And then Megan, who's our office gal, she actually picked up an Airbnb clean last weekend. I actually think she had a couple cleans that she picked up because we didn't have enough cleaners. So. Cool. So those are our cleaners. And then, yeah, we had 11 full-time cleaners that worked. We had 2 trainees, so a total number of 13 total cleaners, 272 assigned cleaning hours, and 24.7 hours on average. And our revenue per total hours was $54. So we averaged $54 a man hour, which is not too bad. So correction cleans, this is one of our least amount of correction cleans that we've had in a long time, but Alicia was 50%. We gave her 50% off, so not bad, not bad. I had lots of one-on-ones last week. Yeah, part of the thing that we discovered in this business, it's not just recruiting and training, it's also retaining. And so I found these one-on-ones to be one of the biggest puzzle pieces to keep people is just to be able to communicate with them and talk to them and figuring out what their goals are and seeing if that we can help them reach their goals. People will stay with you longer if you can help them reach their goals. It's kind of like you guys on here. The people who have been here for years, the reason why you guys are still here is because I'm able to help you reach your goals in some way, in some manner. Some at a very personal level and some at a very distant level, but either way, you show up here because somehow I'm helping you reach your goals. And so if you just take that concept and you apply that to your cleaners, like if you are able to help them reach their goals, the probability of them staying with you longer is much higher. So for client fulfillment last week, we did 60 cleans, which was a PR. 25 of those were new clients and 35 were reoccurring or occasional clients. And again, that is that one correction clean. We have 111 recurring clients. We have 71 occasional clients. We got 13 Google reviews last week, and we're currently at 265 5-star Google reviews. Pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool. Canceled recurring clients. We had 2 canceled recurring clients. We had Ed Harville and Pinkage. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new recurring clients. So we netted a total of 5+, which was pretty exciting. And then canceled cleans during the week. So this is a stat we've been tracking for the last 2 months. We wanted to see all these new people we keep on the schedule or that we sell. We want to see how much of it falls off. And so you can see here that we actually had $3,200 fall off. Right now, if you look at these cancel dates, a lot of these were well before the date of the claim. So you can see some of these were in October. But there were a few, like this one right here from Sonia that was the day before. But outside of that, I think this was the only one, Katie, if I'm looking at this. Oh, 2, and then Gretchen. We had 2 that were within our 48-hour cancellation policy. So that's actually pretty exciting, right? So as far as like a reactive schedule management is concerned, we only had 2 that were severely impacting, and the rest of this just shows like how much of our new sales actually falls off before they actually do a first-time clean. So that's pretty cool to see. Pretty cool, pretty cool. What do you think about that, Katie? What do you think about that? Just the whole thing.
Will you actually go back to the slide of the profit in year 4?
Oh my gosh, that's so far ago.
Showing the owner's pay as well as our net profit. So just for everybody, I just want to make like a clear statement here. I think one of the coolest parts of this company and what it has actually had the ability to do, if you look at that owner's pay at 88,000, look at the number right above it. So general manager of this location for a year of work, which she didn't actually take the general manager position until January. So this is a little bit, she has a little bit of cleaning time prior to January on here from October, November, December. She's made $76,000 to run a $1 million company. Like that excites me. We get to make somebody else's dreams come true and pay them well to do all of the fun things in the business, like constantly be hiring. constantly be filling schedules, constantly be Tetrising the schedule back together.
No.
I
It's actually a
just
great
think
product.
that that is very worth highlighting because this person is the most valuable person in this company. She's the ability to, she gives us the ability to actually be able to do what we do on a daily basis. And she's also compensated fairly for it.
Yeah. This, in the year 2024, she'll have a full year in this position and she'll make close, if not break, $100,000 as a 23-year-old who was a cleaner.
Scrubbing toilets a year ago.
Yeah. So,
That's dope.
Katie, thank you so much. That's actually really good. So if you, I mean, everyone likes to see this because everyone in here is a business owner. You guys see this, you're like, this is really cool. Or I think at least most of you guys probably think it's really cool. Maybe some of you guys don't. Maybe you guys are like, what a bunch of peasants. But the reason, another reason, again, like if you want us to pull back the magic show, it's this number right here. It's because if you guys think that if you guys could pay someone $100,000 to actually run this company, to run a company that grosses $1 million, like, would that be worth it to you? Would it be worth it to you to pay someone $100,000 so then you can make 200 without hiring, selling, cleaning?
Uh-huh.
That is another reason. Right? By the way, we gave her this bonus before. Like we gave this opportunity before we even knew what that if we were actually going to make out better or worse. So again, it was us leading and us going first and us committing to her first and saying, we believe you can do this. And she grew the freaking company. So cool. Thank you, Katie. That was actually really good. Okay. So when it comes to goals, number one thing, create a successful business model. That was my number one goal. Second goal, do it again. Be able to duplicate it. Duplicate it in the same business, but also duplicate it in a second market in a different location, right? And the third goal that I had was actually help other people who were not Logan or Katie be able to implement this successful business model. And so this is the reason why I share the information on exactly how we build a $1 million cleaning business. Like, I don't know if you guys look around the internet, but there's not a ton of people out there, number one, who have $1 million plus businesses that are openly sharing everything that they're doing. Right? For freaking free. For free. Right? But the reason why I do it is because I'm freaking just curious. a lot of the things I do just come from a place of sheer curiosity. And so I'm like, it works for me. Like it has now. And so I'm just curious, like, but will it work for you? And that's what I'm curious about. And so I created the Building $1 Million Cleaning Business Masterclass in 2023. Okay. And since 2023, there's been over 3,000 people who have registered for their free masterclass account. Okay. And from there, it was my opportunity to give the business model for free to let people go out there and test it, mess shit up, bring back feedback to me so I can make it better. Right? And so there's people who were able to utilize the freaking thing and like get value from it, which I think is pretty cool, right? And so again, I could just keep going. I have a lot of these, and I very much appreciate everybody who sends these to me, or when I see these, like I very much appreciate them. They're so cool to see, and they're very helpful for new people who are skeptical as well. Because when something's free, it's not the monetary cost, it's the time cost, right? And so this allows for people to break that bridge of the time cost that it takes to actually dive into something and say, is this actually worth my time? Right? And so thank you guys for being willing to share your stories of your experience with the masterclass and any other things that you guys get your hands on. So yeah. So again, lots of cool testimonies about the masterclass. It's gold, right? It helps. And if you're not part of the masterclass, James will drop the link for the masterclass, and you can go create your free account, excuse me. Right? So definitely go do that if you haven't. There's definitely some good nuggets in there. Yeah. And every time that I see you guys comment in other people's Facebook groups as well, like very much appreciate that as well. Definitely drop the masterclass. Again, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. There's no pitch to the masterclass. Like, yeah, it's all value. So anyway, okay. So yes, and the masterclass, not only is it cool, but it can also make you money. Like Christine, like it made her business, was that $12,000? So good ROI. Gregario, he went from doing 25,000 a month to doing over 41,000 a month after 2 months, right? Pretty cool. Nick White, $3,500 to 23,000. Renee Krause, 22,000 to 35,000. Lucas, 13,000 to 31,000. Like, so, and that's a free resource, guys. So it was pretty cool. Like, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This has never happened before. And then something even crazier happened. Is that then people began asking me if they could give me money after I gave them all this free shit. Oh, I was like, why? Why? You guys just got all this value for free. Why do you want to give me money? It doesn't make sense. I mean, you're getting value, but what I discovered by actually talking to people is that it actually created another problem. It created a problem for additional support to be able to implement the systems, right? And so what I discovered is that people wanted to shorten the learning phase, right? Took me a couple years to figure this out, and people were like, hey, like, I'll take what you learned and I want to compress time, which is the reason that we've been able to grow the second location so fast, is because we just know more than we did in the first location, like a lot more. And so if you want to shorten the learning phase, well, that will help you get into the earning phase a lot quicker, right? And so then I thought to myself, I was like, well, what the hell do I charge? I don't know. What do I charge? At this point, I was just giving away everything for free. And so it reminded me of there was a time where Alex flew me out to California. This was in 2018. And he flew me out to California to, and I quote you, learn how Alex thinks. And so it was really simple. I was just going to hang out with Alex all day and just like watch him do things, and like he was going to teach me how he thought and try to replicate his decision making. And I don't think that ever quite turned out exactly the way that they thought it was going to, but either way, it was a cool experience, and I really did learn a lot. But it was after a workout that we did that he gave me some really good advice that I still remember to this day. He was like, charge as much money as possible. And at the time, he actually used the word egregious. He's like, charge an egregious amounts of money. But I just confined it to charge as much money as possible. However, give more value than you charge. And so this is the hard part. And this is the reason why I spent a year and a half giving away things for free, is because to be able to give more value than you charge is very, very difficult to do. Very difficult. Very, very hard. Right? But it became really simple. Like, my job was really simple. Just make cleaning business owners way more money than they could possibly pay me. Very simple. Right? And so, people like Jocelyn, it's working for. People like Michelle, just launched her cleaning business, started from zero, launched it. Funny, she had a cool little testimony in the group. She was like, I have too many clients, help. Tristan, right? Yeah, speed, guys, speed. Like, the secret, copy, cheat, imitate. That's what I told him. Jamie, yeah, you're welcome. Sydney, yeah, like, yeah, it's cool stuff here, right? Like, the system, it seems to be working for other people, which is exciting to see, right? Audie's on here as well. Taylor and Alyssa are on here today, right? They had a nice little testimonial inside the group the other day too about hitting $30,000 after doing 8 to 11,000, which is cool to see. Tyler Stowers had a big PR in October, started his business from scratch, which is awesome to see. Marie Jed is on here as well, had a huge jump in October, and yeah, girls on pace, man. Girls on pace to be $1 million business, which is awesome to see. Renee Smith, yeah, she had a cool little run there as well. Renee Krause, I'm not sure if Renee Krause is on here today. She's usually on here, so she's probably on here. But yeah, you guys saw her earlier in the masterclass testimonials. You know, she grew from 20 something thousand to 30, and then yeah, now she's over 40 something. 45 or 46, I think is what she hit last month. So it's awesome to see. Tristan went from doing $5,000 a month in their very first business to in less than 1 year they did 50,000. Really cool to see. And then Lucas and Jessica, you guys, if you guys are in the community, you guys know who they are. But man, you guys get me, man. You guys get me. Yeah, so you guys, if you guys remember their testimonial, we're doing 13,000 a month after being in business for 12 years. They utilized the masterclass and grew their business, and they were one of the very first people who came to me. I turned them down because I was scared more than anything. But they were very persistent, and so they were one of the very first two people to do deck in a day. And in April this year, they did 54,000, which is really freaking cool. And Jessica just made this post inside the group this weekend. And yeah, this is probably not for you guys, probably just for me. So you guys don't have to read this. This is just for me. But yeah, just seeing what they have done in their business just is very inspiring. And then last month they had $70,000, which is freaking wild. So I think that they're also my reminder of what's possible when you're persistent, when you just stay in the game, and yeah, you're willing to do what it takes. You're willing to do the inputs that are required, even if it's scary. Even if you feel like you've been doing something a certain way for a very long time, you're willing to change and adapt. So it's awesome to see. Really cool. And then Kayla Irby as well, right? She hit the $1 million mark. She's also been in business for over a decade, and it took her 11 years to get there, and then now she's on she's on a rocket. And so she did $116,000 last month. So it's just cool to see. It's really cool to see. And so, honestly, guys, the reason why the $1 Million Coaching Program, the reason why it works is because it's proven business systems. This is not a flash in the pan, one thing, or feelings, or like it's proven business systems. It's not just one system, but it's the combination of all the systems together. The marketing system, the sales system, the hiring system, the reviews, star pay, the hiring a virtual assistant, the vision sheet, which we went over earlier. Like, it's a combination of putting all those things together, right? And so if you who are watching this or are interested in shortening your timeline to build a $1 million cleaning business, well, then I have an offer for you, okay? And so I'll actually create a personalized $1 million roadmap for you for free. So here's what that personalized $1 million roadmap looks like. It's actually gonna be a one-on-one Zoom call. And it's funny, I did a couple of these last week and people were surprised to actually see me. Like, yes, like it will be me on this call, right? Maybe in the future, it probably won't be for very long, but as of right now, like I will be on the Zoom call, so you don't have to be surprised, right? You get to talk to me. And I will share with you your personalized strategy to grow a $1 million cleaning business, okay? I'll share you exactly how to attain the leads, the clients, and cleaners. And at the end of the Zoom call, if I believe I can help you, I will offer you the opportunity to work with me and my team personally to help you build your cleaning business, right? Now, last week, there was a couple people on here who I didn't offer because it was too early. It was too early, right? I'm not gonna take your money if I don't think I can help you. So just as a side note. And so if we can help you, here's what it looks like, right? You get access to the proven business systems, the marketing system, the sales system, the hiring system, the reviews, the star pay, the VA system, the vision sheet. Also additional systems or additional trainings like 0 to 20K in 90 days, 20 to 40K in 6 months. You get access to group coaching calls. There also is a one-on-one coaching option as well. Okay. And so I was saying with my team, right? Leaders go first. And so my commitment to you is that if we do get the opportunity to work together, if I don't add an additional $100,000 in revenue to your business in the first 6 months, I'll just give your money back to you. Right? I will only make you more money than you will pay me. And so if you're committed to building your $1 million cleaning business, and you're a cleaning business owner, gotta be a cleaning business owner. This also happened a little bit last week too. Like, I'm not gonna coach any other people in different businesses. You gotta be a cleaning business owner, and specifically, you gotta be a residential cleaning business owner. I'm not gonna do commercial either. You gotta be a residential cleaning business owner. And you have the desire to shorten the timeline of building a $1 million cleaning business, then here's how you can apply. James will just drop the link down below. You guys can click that application, okay? And after you click out the application, once you click the link, you'll fill out an application, and then you actually can schedule your $1 million roadmap call after that, okay? And so on that call, you'll leave with a personalized strategy to build a $1 million cleaning business. And at the end of the call, if I can help you, I'll make you a custom offer to work with me and my team to help you implement your $1 million roadmap, okay? And so my goal is very simple, just to make you more monies than you could ever pay me. Okay. Why? I'll tell you why, because I'm freaking selfish. Right? So the truth is, the more money I make you, the more valuable I become. And so to me, if you're willing to make more money, I'm willing to become more valuable. And to me, that's a win-win. So if you're a coachable, curious, committed cleaning business owner, and you're in North America, click the link below to apply. And I truly look forward to the opportunity to serving you. So super appreciate you guys so much. And again, for everybody in here who is already part of the coaching program, like Marie, Jessica and Lucas, please don't apply. Renee, Anna Harris, Ada E, like, you guys don't have to apply. You guys get to talk to me every single week. You guys don't do that. But everybody else, if you guys are interested, click the link down below. So appreciate you guys so much. Kitty, I did better on time today. Look
at you go. So proud of you.
Better on time. So super appreciate you guys for showing up today. Hopefully you guys got some value. Hopefully you guys like this new format. Yeah, I think it just was a little bit cleaner format. And the irony is that I have a coaching call I have to get on right now. So I gotta go help somebody, try to grow their business to $1 million. So Hannibal, thank you for hopping on here today. Marie, Jed, good to see you on here. If you guys are brand new, Kristen, also welcome to the community. I know you're new to the community, so welcome to the community as well. Again, happy freaking Monday. Thank you guys for showing up today. And if you guys are inside the coaching program, be on the coaching call tomorrow. I have so many freaking announcements to make and so many updates that I'm gonna make Marie Jed go freaking crazy. All the new shit that I'm gonna be giving to you guys tomorrow. I had a free weekend. We didn't have a decade and day this weekend, so I just had all weekend to work on things and upgrade things. And so get on the call tomorrow. I'm gonna be releasing those and sharing how you guys can go access those and why they're important to your business as well. So make sure you guys are on those calls tomorrow. For everybody else who's not inside the coaching program yet, thank you guys for hopping on here. Thank you guys for giving Katie and I your most valuable resource, which is your attention. So definitely appreciate it. Hopefully you guys got some value from today. Again, if you guys are not ready to take the next step, definitely get into the masterclass. Go utilize that. Go utilize the free resources. And when you're ready to come, you're ready to be part of a committed community of over 100 plus cleaning business owners who are like all growing a $1 million business, come hang out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what's being built inside there. And it's only cool because the people in there, like the Maries, like the Jessica and Lucases, like the Kristens, like the Renee Krauses, like the Anna Harrises, like the Jen Coons, like that's what makes the community really cool. That makes the program really cool is the community that's part of the program. So appreciate you guys. Happy freaking Monday. See you guys all tomorrow.
Bye.